Councillor McTaggart, Natalie Urquhart, the Director of National Gallery of the Cayman Islands, other distinguished guests in the audience, MAC board members, delegates, good morning. It is with a sense of pride that I stand here this morning to bid you welcome on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Museums Association of the Caribbean. MAC in its near 30 years of existence has tried to connect annually with museum professionals across the region to network, share lessons, expertise and know-how, to learn local cultures and heritage, and of course to socialize. This year so far has been no different. Our colleagues here have already whet our appetites with what is to come. And this year's conference, no doubt, will be an absolute superb one. The tours we had yesterday gave us a little snapshot of what Caymanians celebrate, what they cherish, and what they preserve. And this embodies what these annual events are supposed to be about. This year's theme, The Essential Museum, redefining the role of the cultural and heritage sector for 21st century audiences, embodies the changing role of museums. As museum professionals, we have seen how the museums and exhibitions have been transformed and how the role of a museum has been and is being redefined across the world. We have virtual collections where persons can peruse some of our material before they actually come to visit us, if they need to. The contents of many of our spaces, we have this idea of virtual museums within our web spaces. And as such, people are now taking these things and they will eventually become commonplace. And as such, I think within this year's theme, we are being poised to move along with the tide. It may never replace our physical museum spaces, but this is a way how people far away, even within our own countries, people who are in remote areas, can access what we've got, and then maybe in the future plan an actual physical visit. So I think this concept of the digital age is really grabbing hold of museums and really taking us to the forefront. This concept is particularly important within the Caribbean because even though we are one region, we're separated by geography. Let's face it, travel is expensive. And over the years, changes in education curricula, it has really narrowed how we're able to experience the culture of the various Caribbean islands, which is very unfortunate. But bringing ourselves into this digital realm and taking ourselves onto the web within the context of learning cultures is an absolute tremendous idea. The theme is also relevant for MAC in that we have always been challenged with reaching our audience. And within the past few years, the board has been we've been tasked with doing this outreach even more and more. Being a regional organization with board members and membership across the Caribbean and scattered in other places across the world, we operate a virtual office with virtual board meetings. Well, almost any meeting for that matter. We've been able to manage to function in this digital arena. And with members in places like the Netherlands, our secretary on the board is from the Netherlands, and you can imagine trying to communicate otherwise would be very expensive. So we are really utilizing this digital media to be able to connect with our audiences as an institution. And so we're going to try to lead by example. We have, for the last couple of years, been toying with the idea of a virtual Caribbean museum. Of course, where would we put one if we had a physical one? And as such, this will be within the context of a Caribbean map. And I must indicate right now that Sheila Aris van den Bulenbroek, our secretary, she has, from her doctoral research, produced some of this material, and we're going to start off our virtual museum with this material using some of our member institutions. And I think it's a way where people can tap into the Caribbean in the same way you would go onto TripAdvisor. You'd want to go onto the MAC Virtual Museum website and be able to connect into the museums in the Cayman Islands, those in Grenada, etc., so that we're able to plan in the same way our vacations in a cultural sort of an arena rather than just sun, sand, and sea. We also are aiming to be able to stream meetings, and we're hoping that in the future we're able to stream even some of our conferences so that we can have more participation. And so this theme is relevant for us because we need to keep moving with it, otherwise we're going to be left behind. So in a way, this year is really calling MAC in an extra way to move and continue to move in this direction, to be able to reach all of our stakeholders and to grab hold of them and keep them engaged, because digital media isn't static. And so in order to keep people engaged, we have to be dynamic. And that's one of the things I've seen within the context of the presentations that are being proposed for this week. The local organizing committee has devised a spectacular program, beginning with the opening panel after the coffee break, of course. This is an innovative idea that draws us into the theme and into the responsibilities that we have as museum professionals, as policymakers, and as museum educators. I look forward to preparing the next volume, so if you are authors, you are tasked with preparing a paper for our Caribbean Museums publication, which is also online, which is quite stellar for us because at least now we have papers that are relevant to Caribbean museums being disseminated at least worldwide. This year to have 80 persons registered for the conference or expected for the conference is really, really good. I think by far has been one of our largest numbers. We are pleased to have partnered with the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands to host this year's meeting. Natalie and her team have done a tremendous job. And on behalf of the board, we would like to say thank you. Job well done. Special thanks to the sponsors and the representatives from all local institutions for covering some of the costs associated with hosting this event. The management and staff here at the National Gallery have been outstanding in their communication and engagement throughout the process, all digital. Thanks to all the delegates that managed to make it this year. We are pleased to have you. We have an exciting program ahead of us, so I will end here by inviting you to visit our website. I'm happy it's up here. Connect with us on social media. We are on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Sign up with us, become a member. Pamela has a nice little desk set up for us to be able to do that. And we are now able to take online payments, so we can take your money anyway. The MAC board and secretariat looks forward to serving you and working together with you from wherever you are in the region or in the world as we continue to move with the times and museum transformation. Again, the board and I welcome you all to this, the 27th Annual MAC Conference and AGM. We hope that at the end you will be enriched and energized and more committed to move not only in your own institutions in this direction, but also through your connection with MAC, help us to showcase the Caribbean as cultural destinations in the same way, or even better, than we showcase our sun, sand, and sea.